What just happened? You got Dan, Jules, and Xander here. And today we're here to talk season 2, episode 7 of Severance called Chikai Bardo. What the hell? Gemma, we get the whole background. Insane. I mean, what?
Were you expecting this?
No,
No.
not at all.
I was expecting like a hint at what happened, but they ripped the whole band-aid off. They're like, here you go.
Whole backstory. And guess what, guys? Mark was not a prick drunk. He was a good husband.
Yeah.
You called it, Xander. You said it in the theory video. Yeah.
Thank you. Good guy,
Yeah.
Mark.
Good guy, Mark.
Also,
So,
I missed a whole call because I assumed he would have been in the car with her.
yeah, me
But
too.
it's more sneaky that he wasn't in the car with her. Now I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
So obviously we're gonna talk about that at the end, but we can address the elephant in the room, right? She went willingly to Lumon.
That's what I was gonna ask. It seems like it.
Yeah, she definitely did. That's the way I took it.
It feels to me like she went willingly thinking she would leave.
Yes, she definitely.
Yeah.
thought
Oh,
she would leave.
I fully think she thought she was
So,
leaving. but
Willingly, not willingly.
They tricked her. For sure.
my thought is that they're doing something with processing trauma in a way, and I think maybe
okay.
that might have pulled her in because they seem to focus a lot on that in the rooms that she was going into.
Yeah. Okay, I got a lot on that. Yeah, so all right, let's get into it. So we start off, we see Gemma and Mark pre-accident, pre-Lumen. When they meet, right? They're both giving blood. It's like a blood drive. They're like, hey, he's like, who are you, by the way? They got off to such a good start. They were just naturally drawn to each other, right?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Gemma.
Mark.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
And I thought that was awesome. Yeah, it was great. Mark looks so much younger, so much more full of life, right? It's like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
They put makeup on him or something? He just looks so
I
much
think it-
better.
How I do it.
It has to do with the color grade on this episode because the whole
Okay.
thing is very,
I
very
was gonna
warm
say
and bright.
the colors look different in this one,
Yeah.
and maybe
I gotta-
because it wasn't all just like fucking white.
I got a note on that. The cinematographer of the show directed the episode.
I know. Xander told me that.
Yeah,
Dude,
It was.
yeah,
I'm not surprised because it was.
it was so
fantastic.
good.
really
Dan, it was so good, man. Like,
Yeah.
like the fucking every shot of this episode was mind blowing. Some of the transitions they do, dude. This is
Oh, God.
if this episode doesn't win an Emmy for best cinematography
Right.
and best direction, I will
Yeah.
lose my mind, dude.
Yeah.
It's the most gorgeous thing I've seen in so long.
It
Oh my
was-
god.
absolute art. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
fantastic. Yeah, so good. So then we see her, right, on the testing floor, and we've been wondering when we were going to see this place, and we see it this whole episode, and she's there, and she's getting blood drawn. You know, they're doing tests on her, and the woman calls her Gemma.
Gemma, where did you go?
We know that she severed her innies, Miss Casey, her outie. She's just Gemma, and she's on the testing floor. And they're doing all types of tests. What they're doing it for is the Cold Harbor file. What that means, we don't know. They talk about it later in the episode, and we'll address it. Yeah,
Can you
she's.
really call her Audi an Audi though?
I guess not. I mean, she's basically a
I feel
prisoner.
like it's like an innie and then like an innie-er.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how you would say that, but you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah.
She doesn't get an Audi.
Yeah, she's a prisoner. She's not allowed to
That
leave.
sucks ass.
Yeah, they there's a line later that I really want to break down when we get to it about what's going to happen to her. So yeah, it's really interesting, but really cool stuff. And then we see Mark, and Ragabi's, looking at him, says he's going to be okay. Devon is wondering if they need an ambulance, and she's like, no, he's just going to sleep for a while. She tells her that he's reintegrating, and she's like,
But if you give one solitary thought to messing with my brother again, I will throw you off a fucking bridge.
you're
I
done
love
with
her.
this shit. Yeah. She was like, all he wants to know is whether Gemma's alive. She's alive. And then she kind of absorbs that information like, oh shit, what the hell? And my thing is, why can't they just call the cops? Is it because Lumen they have the cops under control?
100%.
Yeah.
I think the ending of this episode kind of proves that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's true. Good point.
Because like, why wouldn't they just be like, yeah, your wife checked herself in or whatever? She volunteered for this.
Yep.
No, because they knew they weren't going to let her go anywhere. So
Yeah.
they're like, hey, Grease and Palms got a good cover story.
Yeah, so then we see what she's doing. She's getting more tests done, taking more blood and stuff like that. How many rooms today? 6. So that means she has to go, and her innie is in 6 rooms, and she does all types of weird different things. And did you guys notice each room is named after a different file that the refiners work on? So really cool, really interesting theories below on that. We're making 2 theory videos this week, so get them in. She has clothes and a wig laid out for her every time she goes out.
Shit.
So it's like she's playing a persona. You guys notice she passed by Allentown? That's the thing that Mark has on his desk for finishing Allentown. And she passed by that room. So I thought that was cool. Boom, right back. How long was I in there? 2 hours. The testing floor is wild, man. And I feel like she's the only one getting tested on. Do you guys get that vibe?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Like,
Also, how
she's-
sad was it when she walked into the first room and she's like, can I please just get a break?
Could I please get a break just for a little while?
But it's been 6 weeks.
I was just here.
And they're like, no.
And also the fact that she doesn't know what happens in the room, like Gemma doesn't know what is happening
hate
to her
that.
innies.
I
But when
hate
she sees the
everything about
dress,
that.
she knows. She's like, shit, my fucking mouth is gonna hurt.
Yep.
Just,
Yep.
yeah.
Dr. Maurer, man, that guy, he's basically always there. And he's a son of a bitch. And I'm happy he got his ass knocked out in this episode.
Oh my God. Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, Gemma. Fuck
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So then she passes a room called Cold Harbor. We find out later in the episode she has not been there yet. He's 96% completed. What's going to happen when he completes it? I don't know. That's still so much to theorize about. So you guys let us know in the comments. We'll read your theories in the theory video. But yeah, a lot of shit going on. And we see Mark is still passed out. They do a lot of going back and forth in the past, current, showing where Gemma is, checking in with Devon. A whole lot moving in this episode. And the cinematographer, I'll put her name up on screen right now. I forget her name. But yeah, such a good job directing this episode. And I think she's going to get some calls to direct some more things in the future.
Oh,
Think
I
so.
hope so. I
Yeah.
really hope so.
Definitely. So back in time again. Looks like they were both professors at the same school, right? That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
You know, flirting. It looked like early days. And then we see that they're moved in together and they don't show us the wedding, but of course they got married at some point. And they seemed genuinely happy. And they have a montage of life and work. And this is another really great series of shots by the director of this episode. Really good stuff. Just beautiful work, really. It was so nice to look at. And then we see them hanging out with Devon and Rickon. Gemma's not drinking because she's pregnant. And she turns out to have a miscarriage. But it was kind of cool to see them, you know, to see Mark, his Audi, be happy and content and present in the moment. We've never seen him like that in the entire show. And this is the first time we get it. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, he even liked Rickon, it
Yeah.
felt like, which
I was
is
gonna
wild.
say, like, they even like Rickon and Devon were getting along with everybody. Like, it was just very
Yeah.
dreamlike.
Hey, I belayed my first couloir in middle school, so
What?
That sounds painful.
Devon has made passing comments before. We're like, oh, the four of us, we all used to have such a good time, stuff like that. To actually see it, yeah, great.
It just holds such a weird melancholy feeling because you're watching such a happy, like warm moment, but you already know where all these people end up, or at least where Mark ends up and where Gemma ends up. So it's just like it's happy, but it's sad at the same time. Is so I don't know. It's just so
And
well done.
cutting back and forth between that and Gemma, it was just so heart wrenching. So well done.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to see that shit, but it was, you needed it though, right? It was
I
Gemma's whole
agree, yeah.
backstory within basically 15 minutes of screen time. Yeah, it was really good shit. So then we see a scene from last season where Miss Casey is watching Helly R after her attempt, and it transitions into such a sick edit going, the crazy, so cool. And going like, I don't smoke weed anymore, but I'm sure if I was high, that would have been so cool to look at. So, and it goes down to another room, and we see other people that are watching the MDR workers refine. Drummond goes, are the severance barriers holding? Dr. Maurer says, yeah, the technology is working.
And
really mind-bending.
Were those the like doubles for
Yeah, didn't it look like that?
the four of
I-
them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah.
That was interesting. I was curious
Yeah.
what that was about.
And then we see in current time, she took a trip to the doctors to try to do IVF because she had that miscarriage. And they're taking all the steps, and he's giving her all the meds that she needs every day. My wife used to work in fertility, so I was asking her all about this. She was like, yeah, that's just what they do. And then going through IVF, that's the step they took because they were still trying to have a kid. And I think this ultimately was what led Gemma down the, depressed path to willingly go to Severance. And there's a part later too that we're getting to.
I think this show does a beautiful job, especially this episode, of showing like it feels natural the way they end up the way they do, but it doesn't really take that much time. Like you see the miscarriage, see them trying
Yeah.
IVF, you see Mark slowly falling apart, and you get the like subtle hints of them almost growing apart as people, even though they're still in love. And it's so many complex things, but it's so real and so easy to attach to that they just brush
It was
through
crazy.
it and
They
it's easy
fit
to
like an
digest.
entire season's worth of emotions into 20 minutes of this episode.
Yeah,
it was
honestly.
wild.
They just put your claws in you and they're like, ha ha ha, whoops.
See,
You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I don't feel crazy saying this is one of the best shows of all time already, even though it's only season 2.
I had
It's-
someone today for the very first time tell me that it's not their favorite show. And I
What?
was like, are you unwell? Or
Yeah, right?
I had
do
someone
I need to
today
take
tell
you
me
to the
it's
doctor?
trash.
Trash.
Yeah, I know. I just started
Wow.
laughing. I was
Listen,
like,
I respect everyone's opinion, except
Sure.
that one.
Yeah,
yeah,
except that one. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how you could see it that way, but hey, to each their own.
That
Whatever.
feels like someone who's just hating it because everybody else loves it.
I know someone like that. I know someone
Or-
like that.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it might have been more like, I don't get it.
Okay, sure.
You know,
that could also
which-
be.
It's fair, but it's one of those shows you actually have
But,
to pay
like-
attention to and think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly was kind of the other guys, like the guy that I was talking about. That was kind of his reasoning too. He's like, I'm not really like a ponder about shows kind of person. I was
I mean,
like, oh,
this
okay.
show, this show and From are my two most favorite shows to talk about on YouTube. There's just
It's
so
they're so
much.
fun to talk about because like even if you are dead wrong,
Yeah,
like, it's just
Doesn't
fun
ma-
to think about all the possibilities.
it's great, and all the theories
Which
that
is
go.
why I'm
we
here
get
because I'm usually dead wrong.
And our
So-
Discord, dude, the Discord all day long, talking theories. And I chime in
Such
when I
good
can.
theories.
I'm at work, but all day long they're talking to each other, and it's so cool. If you guys want to join, it's a lot of fun. So then Carrot Time, she's like, all right, yeah, visited 6 rooms, and here's the 6 rooms she visited.
Billings Room, Lucknow Room, St. Pierre, Cairns, Zurich, and
The Wellington room.
She remembers nothing. How did you feel in the hall? When you exited, did you feel despair, anything like that? One room I haven't been to, though, and today it had a name, Cold Harbor. What happens when I've been to all the rooms? He says, you will see the world again, and the world will see you. So she goes, so I'll see Mark, and he kind of beats around the bush,
Mark will benefit from the world you're siring,
and Kier will take away all the pain.
just as Gear has taken away yours.
And she's like, can't you just talk like a normal person? Which I love that part. And it made it
Preach.
so much better when he got knocked out. And he just says, good night, dream sweet. Who says dream sweet instead of sweet dreams?
They definitely
Yeah.
did that on purpose. It was like,
What a-
oh, you want me to talk normal? How about I talk backwards?
Yeah, right? Take that on.
Oh man, I still think this feeds into my earlier theory, the Reddit one we were talking about, where they're rebuilding Kier.
Yeah. Yeah, I see
It
that.
seems like that. Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
think it would be kind of cool, even though it's not going to happen. My like X-Men nerd brain is like, what if they turn Gemma into like the super innie and she can go out into the world and control people's chips with her brain?
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
that'd be
pretty-
cool.
But that won't happen.
Damn.
That's way too wild.
Too much.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
cool idea for us to do like a fanfic version of it.
Yeah.
You should have
I'll play Gemma.
Should have prepped that theory, Xander, and had a tinfoil hat ready and then just slipped it on.
Oh my god, yeah. I love that. Real
Go.
quick, can I mention how much I loved that Drummond looked at the doctor and was like, why are you wearing that stupid sweater?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I love
So
that they
good.
put in those subtle, just like really funny lines
Yeah.
you're not
yeah.
expecting.
To play make believe Christmas every time. Jesus, that sucks, man. That version of her that always has to write thank you cards, we're getting to it. Oh my gosh, that sucks. All right, Karen, Mark is stable. She says he'll wake up when he's ready to. I think this is going to work, but there's no other choice. And then Devon goes, there's an innie cabin, the senator's wife. It all comes back. Xander's been waiting for that storyline to come back. And there's a cottage, really, and it's called
Demona birthing retreat.
so she says maybe we can talk to his innie. And she says, no, this is the way to get Gemma out, what we're doing here. And she says, well, this looks like the way you're killing my brother. And then she goes, well, I could call Cobell. And this sets Ragabi off. She's Lumen through and through, raised by them. She's a soldier. That's a fact now. She was raised by the cult of Kier, and she could ruin everything. But Devon says, I have custody of his brain now. I'm calling her. And she's like, then I got to bounce. Good luck. Not my choice, it's yours. So, geez, she just leaves, man.
You're leaving now? No, I need you to stay. I don't know what to do with this. What do I do if he wakes up?
You think she'll come back?
Yeah.
I think we'll see her again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wouldn't she technically only have partial custody of his brain?
Yeah, that's what you would think. Yeah. But
Doesn't
like,
Lumen technically have custody of the other part?
yeah, you're right. That's what Ragabi's trying to take out. But like, once Ragabi, because I think at this point in the show, Cobell has turned because she thinks that they were trying to kill her or reset her or whatever they were trying to do when they were going to bring her in the room. They literally said, let's reset. Helena said that. So I think that you could get Cobell to help, right? But Ragabi doesn't know that at this point in time. She still thought she managed the severed floor at this point in time. She said that to Devon. So if she had the new knowledge of what's actually going on, I think that it would be really beneficial and actually really help. I think she could help.
I mean, if they can get her on their side, yeah.
I think by the time we see Cobell again, she will have gone through a whole character arc this season that we didn't see.
Mm-hmm. I'm with that.
She's in the shit right now.
I agree, but like I really want to see it.
Yeah. I would like, maybe we'll get a flashback and we'll
and I would
see
be
a
fine with
compressed
that.
version.
Like how they did with Mark and Gemma for this episode. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
Little montage, but I want to see it.
Yeah, I would like to see it too. I think they could do that pretty easily. Hopefully next episode, because I miss Cobell. She's so good in this show, and she hasn't been in an episode in forever. And by the way, it's John Turturro's birthday as we're recording right now. So happy birthday. Yeah.
The king.
Really, the king. Really, really cool stuff.
My
All right,
man.
so Mark starts to wake up a little bit, and he says the title of the episode, Chikai Bardo. And then we see the flashback scene of Gemma looking at the card of what that is. He thinks it's this.
Chikai Bardo. I don't know. It looks like two guys fighting.
And then she says, no, it's the same guy fighting himself, defeating his own psyche, ego death. That's basically what it means. And that was definitely sent from Lumon. That was like their way in. You guys get that?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. She was like, it came in the mail. I think that's the way they put their hooks in her and got her to go in willingly. That's it. It's got to be where it started. They didn't give us any other evidence. So back at Lumon, new hairstyle, new outfit. It's a simulated plane crash. Was that what that was? What the hell was that scene? That was weird as hell.
Weirdly funny when he slams into the ceiling and back down.
I know it wasn't supposed to be, but it was.
Can I get you anything else? Coffee, tea, another cologne?
Did we pass the part where they did the eye test for Gemma and there was one with the goats?
Yeah,
oh my
missed
god,
it.
dude, it's so funny. When they do like they have like the human eye chart and the one next to it, it just has a goat at the top and all the letters are just like goats rotating in different directions. It's so funny.
Damn,
I
bet
want
you
that
so-
poster. Like I want it in my apartment.
Yeah, right? I bet you somebody has a theory about that. Let me know about that. goat poster.
100%. Someone has
There
it.
was goats
yeah.
in another spot too when she's doing the Christmas cards. We haven't
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about it
yeah.
yet.
I saw that part. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting to it. We're
Yeah.
getting to it.
He's stuck at 96%.
They say the nosebleed set us back. When he's done, you're going to have to say goodbye to her, he says to the doctor, which the doctor responds,
I'm aware. Procure.
so what the hell are they going to do with her? Theories below. And now she's in a husband-wife situation with the doctor writing Christmas cards. So this is the scene right here. And it's always Christmas for this version of her. That sucks. And she's always writing cards, so much so that her hand is hurting.
I'm connecting it back to earlier when she was talking to Mark and he said like, oh, you hate writing thank you cards.
I'll write you a thank you note.
Hate writing thank you notes.
I'm not sure how it connects yet, but that's kind of why I'm thinking that this has to do with some kind of relationship with like trauma and how your brain processes it in a way.
Yeah, I think you're on to something there for sure. And then we see Mark taking apart the baby crib, frustrated. You know, it looks like they gave up on having a kid. And she looks more and more defeated, and you see that she is turning. Then we see Dr. Maurer is talking to her again, and Allentown was the name of the Christmas room, which is the file that Mark completed 100%, and he got a prize for. So theories below on that. And she wants to go home. She's like, hey, let me go home. And he's like, hey, look, Mark remarried and has a daughter now. He moved on. You should too. Maybe you have already. I don't believe you. Then he tries to say, are you gravitating towards one room or another? And then boom, she smacks the shit out of him, knocks him out with a chair.
He dies at the end.
I was like, let's go. Fuck that guy. That was awesome. Takes his
Oh,
card.
dude. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
So good. She's running around the halls. She's hiding. Someone spots her and calls her out her name, and she's running to the elevator. And then she goes back up, but her innie takes over. And I'm like, damn it, there's no way out. She's trapped. Sucks. And in the past, she's about to leave. She's about to go into Lumon willingly. That's the theory we're going with anyway. She says, you sure you don't want to come? I don't know why she said that if she was going in there willingly, you know, but
Maybe that was her decision. If he
Yeah.
came with her to the party, if not, he was, checked out and he
Yeah.
was like, okay, me too.
I
yeah.
kind of took it more as like she knew he wasn't going to come. Like it's such a
Yeah.
regular thing for him to stay home now because he's depressed that
'Cause,
she's
like-
like,
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how difficult that situation would be for, a couple. Like clearly neither of them were handling it well with each other, So I think she knew that was going to be his answer, and that's why she was just like, okay, well,
When
that
the
kinda
last
gives
thing
me
you
my
say to your
answer.
wife is like,
Right.
"Oh yeah, I forgot to say I love you."
Well,
Bye.
and that's
Yeah,
the other
man.
thing
Yeah.
is in one of the rooms that Gemma was in.
He said that to her. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I said, I love you.
I said,
Oh, no, I love you too, hon. I'm sorry.
So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it's like they're trying to test her to see if trauma is like ingrained in her, like, you know, her severed brain.
Yeah. Well, that goes with
Like,
what you said earlier
does she
too. with-
react to trauma that her outie, so to speak, would have?
Sure. And that goes with what you said. She doesn't like writing cards like that. And they make her write 1,000 of
Yeah.
them when she's in the Christmas room. Yeah, that
So,
goes
like,
with that too.
I guarantee
Yeah.
you she probably hated going to the dentist too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Jules. Yeah, I'm with it. 100%. Xander, you
Man.
on that?
I was just imagining if your whole existence was the dentist.
Oh,
Bro,
God.
I was thinking that too. I would.
Oh,
Now, don't get me wrong. My dental hygienist, shout out Joan. She's fantastic. I love her. But like, no, thank you. I do not want someone
You know
drilling in my
nothing. That's all you know. Is just mouth drills.
jeez,
Day in,
man.
day
2
out.
hours of getting your mouth
Ugh.
drilled into. Wait, so like, I guess that wouldn't be her whole day though, right?
No, I think each innie is a different innie.
That's
You-
what I was
you-
gonna say. Like, is
Okay,
each
yeah.
one
I thought-
different? Like, experiencing
that.
a different thing?
I thought that too. I thought
yeah,
that
I
too.
think each innie is a different innie, and that's all they know.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I think it's the same though, because
You'd think then when
Bec-
she
bec-
mentions in the dentist, when she's like,
I was
"Oh,
just
I've
wait.
always been here," and he's like, "It's been 6 weeks."
True, but then
She would know that time has gone by.
But she also recognizes the outfits that she wears. But I guess that could be connected to the
That's Gemma, though.
That's
before
Gemma
she goes
though.
into the
yeah,
room.
you're
Okay,
right. You're right. You're
Because
right.
I'm now I'm remembering when he says which room made
Yeah, okay.
what made your mouth hurt, and she says the room, but that's Gemma talking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
all
Gemma
right.
just remembering.
Oh
yeah.
man, imagine
Yeah.
coming out of her room and not knowing what happened and be like, "Wow, my mouth is hurt for like 3 days."
Damn.
And they're like,
okay.
"We're not telling you." Art.
There's below if you disagree, but I think we're right. All right. Her innie's in the exports hall now, and Milchek stops her. God damn it. She can't get out. She goes, "What's happening? Your outie found herself in the wrong elevator. Turn around and head back in. She can't escape."
how long have I been?
If you wouldn't mind turning around and heading back in, it would be greatly appreciated.
God damn. And then someone drives up to Mark's, and then we see her. She's right back. Her outie innie is right back, and she slouches down to the floor, defeated. And then we see the cops at Mark's house, and she lays down in the elevator, and she says, Mark. So damn. And then Mark wakes up fully, and Devon asks,
Where'd you go?
That's the episode. Theories below. I mean, absolutely crazy shit. That was so heartbreaking, yet so goddamn good. I love this show.
Who says "Where'd you go" earlier?
I
Is
was
that to
gonna
Gemma?
say that. That was
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
The nurse.
I think it was the nurse to Gemma.
The
Yeah.
nurse says it to Gemma. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's-
Also, so the reason this episode is the way it is, I think it's all happening in Mark's head except for the Gemma stuff. I
With
think all the
that.
flashbacks are like what he's experiencing. That's why when he wakes up, there's a quick like cut to
Mhm.
her walking. I think that's like remnants of him. Like it's part of his reintegration. He's
It
like
is.
getting
Yeah,
all
that's
of it.
what I'm
yeah.
gathering.
It
Too.
would make
Yeah.
sense too, because when he wakes up like a little bit, he says Shikai Bardo, and then we see that scene of them talking about that card. So
Yep.
Yeah.
that totally makes sense that it's that
Yeah.
those scenes are in his head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, I was just thinking if each innie of Gemma's, like in each room, is a separate innie, that's actually like brilliant for scientists because it's like you can use the same person for how many different experiments without having any influence by the other experiments.
Yeah.
And it also means depending on what technology is in a certain place, all the severed people are different. Like it's not like she has multiple chips in her brain, right?
Mhm.
So that they're like wiping and cleaning her in a different spot depending on where she is, which
Mhm.
is pretty wild when you think about it. Because that could
Yeah.
mean like as your outie, you could walk into the wrong room in some building and you turn into like a fresh person, not even your innie.
Jesus Christ. Nope, don't like that.
Damn.
No,
man. That-
it's so
that is-
weird.
Like, you
damn.
know how like you can have like different profiles on an account? Maybe it's just like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going on. That's why they give her the different hair every time because it's a different person.
Oh
Yeah, it's like a different aesthetic. It's a
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. And the different outfit, different look.
If they are trying to recreate trauma from Gemma, they could be trying to test like the way different emotions would be affected by that. And that's why they're using a different person, so to speak, for each
I think
experiment.
they could also be trying to test how far they can push the Severance chip without it breaking.
No doubt.
Like, how much trauma can we trigger in a person, and like how much
Before
will
it,
this
like-
block out? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love it. Yo, I can tell you guys are typing up some crazy theories right now in the comment section, and I can't wait to read them all. I'm literally going to read every single one. I'll heart them all to prove it. All right, go crazy. We have 2 theory videos coming up. This episode was amazing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple days. We got a video coming out on Monday. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Later.
Hi, guys.
But I do have photo evidence. Look at that.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, Rickon, what is wrong with you?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened? What just happened? That just happened.